Sean McVay, Rams head coach, talked about the Browns' quarterback situation and what he's seen from DTR.
I think the overall athleticism, Nick, the ability to be able to create, you could see he's gotten better with a little bit more experience. I thought he did a really nice job in some of the things that he had done in the preseason. And then just, seeing his body of work when you're flipping on the games on Saturdays, with what a great career he had at UCLA. So a lot of those things that you see these good ones do, they have the ability to extend plays. I thought he did a good job of being able to play in rhythm. And, both he and PJ, and then, you never know what their, approach is with Joe. So we got to be ready for all of them. But, I know Joe just from, meeting him and saying hello a couple times when I was really in Washington, before we would play them every single preseason or some games. But I'm a fan of the game, so I've respected him from afar for a long time. I think just an even-keeled demeanor, disposition. Obviously, he's got the ability to be able to make all the throws. I've heard a lot about him because Mike was able to work with him when he was in New York, and he says nothing but great things, and that's kind of been par for the course what people have talked about with him.
And again, Quincy, the reason they went out and they got Joe Flacco is, in case something like this happened. You don't need him to win the game, need him to manage the game.
Yeah, he should be able to do that, right? He's been in the league a very long time. He's one of the more experienced game managers you can have out there. If he can hold up physically at 38 for a game, I feel confident about that. The issue with Joe Flacco's age, to me, doesn't come into like one game. It's more about like, okay, what if you have to play him for 8 games? Like, what's that going to look like by the time he gets to week 8? Because as you know, like when you get older, your body just can't sustain the same amount of damage and perform the way you want it to. But a fresh Joe Flacco, I think this is probably going to be the best he's going to look. And if you're just asking him to come in and spot start, I think he could do that for you really well. I just don't think Joe Flacco is somebody who could play like 8-9 games anymore at the age of 38. We kind of saw that with Phillip Rivers, where he started well last time he was in the league with the Colts, played a couple of games, looked really good. And then like by the time you got to week 12, you're like, oh boy, it's really going off the wagon for him because again, the body just can't sustain the damage.